Hey, this is Neil from Heaviosity. We've got a couple of new products here. The first one's called Ensemble Drum Kits, and the other, Ensemble Drum Loops. They're Heaviosity's first two products from our new Master Sessions line. We're offering them individually or together as the Ensemble Drums collection at a bundled price. I've got a demo here using both of the products, as well as a little tonality from the Aeon collection. I've recorded this in Digital Performer, so I'll play through it and then I'll show you what we have under the hood. Also, this walkthrough is live, so you may hear me banging on my controller while I'm performing some of the sounds in the kits. Anyway, here we go. I want to show you some of the instruments here that I'm using. So we have low drums, all low drums, which you're going to find right here. It's an ensemble of very beefy low drums. So if you look down here, you'll see the yellow key is the root, and they're tuned down and up. Then up here we did a more aggressive kind of mangled version. Really snappy and punchy. Okay, so next one is tight low drums. Click here. Get your close. Channel 2, which is the room. And then the hull. So together, and you of course can position stuff. Up front is dry, wet, super wet, and the far right, etc. And each kit, the way it's mapped, you can hit a lower key, like down here, and have that one be over here, but the original root can be there. So, and you can just option click to get them all back to where they were in the center. Next that I'm using in here, snares on. So I just randomly hit a key, but the root key is here. So I chose to use the reverb to get a different sound here. But you can put on the original room, hall, excuse me. And again, up here, the tighter, more kind of highly processed. Nice and punchy. All right, so moving on down. Got these low toms, which are also mixed with rototoms and a bass drum. Here we go. So again, you'll see that's mapped here. And again, cranked up here. And so on. There's a few other presets in here, high toms, low toms. So let me just play some of the parts kind of solo so you can get a sense of what I was doing. So that's just one of the parts. Blow that up a little bit. I doubled it with the low toms, so different kind of a tighter punch here. Here's an effects preset that I also used. Just play that here. Kind of a sizzly, crunchy snare. And the mix adds a little cool flavor. So in this section, I'm using the high toms kind of as a lower velocity, lighter touch, but very wet. As I was explaining before, I have them panned left and right, hard left and right, so you get a cool effect. So the other half of this are the loops, which are kind of a bit more processed and hybrid. So for example, this is from a scoring menu, as we called it. And I'm just playing the loop elements. Now I'm playing two keys, adding a third. So I went in and just used elements. I'm just auditioning this section here. And I also did kind of a thicker effectual loop. So together, you got and then playing with the kits, you get a nice variation and a lot of tight low end. So on this particular loop, it's called Tribalish, I just used a stem. So I'll quickly audition that, which is so for that, if you go to the advanced loop, you have this MIDI drag to host. So you just take this, drag and drop, kaboom. It's going to go right into your sequence. So that's what I did right here, and then I just use a piece of it. So if I solo that, I just used the section that I wanted, and then I threw some delay effects on it. So you can see it's stepping through each little slice. And then there's some delay on it. Just to quickly fill out the whole vibe. I didn't use much from Aeon, but kind of a bass vibe and a little swell. Let's see. And a tweaked out piano just to give it a little tonality. So let me play it from the beginning, and I'll kind of go through the MIDI parts as we're going. the effects presets, there's little things like this Tom's High Effects clicky sticky thing. So that's on 11 here. Just kind of adding that frenetic vibe in the background. And then we've got this other section on the toms and low rotos, building the end. And together, add in a couple of loops. And then the deeply sampled kits. And lastly, we've got things like this sub, which is pretty cool. It's some of the all-low drums with filters under their hood to get a nice huge thump underneath. And that is a quick overview of this track with some of the elements in each of the products. Check them out on heavyocity.com and look for some more tutorials. Thanks.